Hi guys, how is everybody today? I decided to come back now that I have my new art room and it's almost done. I still have a lot of organizing to do and still putting stuff away. It was a long project, but I'm glad it's finally over with. But I wanted to come today and just kind of color a little bit with you guys. I own all three of the Klara Markova books, and I really haven't touched them that much. I think I've colored a total of 3 pages in all 3 books combined. So I was inspired by Carolyn over at Color by Caroline on YouTube. Her Magical Delights book, well, that's what we call it in English. Her Magical Delight book, she finished it from front to back, and I was absolutely amazed. And I was very much inspired by that. So I figured I'm going to dive into my books and start working on them more because the paper's gorgeous, the art's gorgeous. And so I'm really excited about this. I've only colored 2 pages in this book so far. I have done this one with the Black Widows. And that was my first time with my Black Widows, and I was playing around with them and seeing how they worked. And then I just did this one not too long ago with my new polychromos, which I'm still learning. They're a bit different because I'm so used to using Prismas. That's what I've always used. That was my go-to pencil. And so I got the polys and I was all excited. And then I was like, oh crap, these do not do what my Prismas do. So it's a bit of a learning curve, but I think that I didn't do too shabby on this. I still have a lot of learning to do, but eventually I will get there. The picture I picked out to do today is this one. I am going to be using my Prismas just because I am really comfortable with them. My coloring style is a little haphazard though, so I apologize. I kind of just do my own thing because coloring is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be relaxing. You know, I started this channel not to get stuff from my subscribers or not to, you know, have a million subscribers. I started this channel because I have really bad anxiety and depression, but who doesn't these days, especially if you're a parent? First off, the world's a scary place. The world we live in has just become horrible sometimes, that you're afraid to send your kids outside, or you're afraid to, you know, go to a concert or go to a movie theater or do all these things, that it is depressing. We are in a depressing world. And a community like this just gives you so much uplifting feelings that you're like, okay, you know what? There are still kind people in this world. There are still people who care about others. And it makes the world a little less scary. But I started this channel because of that. And I was very reserved. I didn't want to do it. I had the beautiful Nia over at Nia's Coloring Corner, and Caroline, and my girl Sabrina. She's from Germany. Amazing artist. If you haven't checked her out yet, she's on Instagram. I will post her Instagram link down in the description. But I have my mom and my husband and everybody just supporting me and saying, just do it. Just make a channel. Just try it. If you don't like it, you don't have to continue doing it. So I went ahead and I took the leap, and I'm actually enjoying it a lot. So I thank all of you too for all the encouragement and the support, because it's just absolutely amazing. I do apologize for the glare that I'm getting over here now that I'm in this new room. Before I had a window right in front of me. Now I have a window off to my left, and I have to go this weekend get some blinds or some shades because the curtains that I have for the window just aren't cutting it. It's a very, very bright sun coming in today. So I do have a little bit of a glare here. I tried fixing the lighting so I didn't have too much of a glare on this page. So, all right, let's begin this journey. Put our little paper behind there so we don't mess up the other page. You can color along, you can just sit and watch. Sometimes I find myself just relaxing, just watching other people coloring. The choices that I made today for my pencils were I'm going to be using Tuscan Red, 937, Burnt Ochre, 943, Jasmine, which is 1012, And I do have my little white, which is 938. Just in case, I always keep my white by me, in case. This is my fix mistakes. This is my, if I can't get the blend right, this is, okay, let's try to cover this up. Let's try to lighten this up. This is my go-to little guy. Whenever I place an order for my single pencils, I order whites by the 5s. When I place an order, I just actually introduced my mom to it the other day. So I have what I call my stock book. And it's just this little notebook here that I keep next to me. And so whenever I see my pencils getting little, like this one here, I open up my order book and I write down the pencils that I need to order. And I just keep this little notebook by me all the time, just keep it handy. And I just, I put them together and I rubber band them up. But they're always next to me. So this way when I go and I place my order, I'm not going through all my pencils again, figuring out, okay, what do I need to order? What do I need? So I just gave my mom one of those little unicorn notebooks and got her started on that. It's just an easy way. I have notebooks for everything though. Like I said, I always have notebooks by me. I have them. I have a shelf in front of me here. I have notebooks all on there, journals, everything. Okay, enough of me blabbing. I'm just going on and on and on. All right, so let's start this picture. I'm going to actually start with the Tuscan Red, which is my darkest, just because I know that with all these, I'm going to say that they're stones. I'm thinking that they're stones. That's what I'm going to color them like. So I know there's going to be a lot of shadow underneath them and underneath the windows. So I'm going to start with my darkest just to put my shadows in. And I am going to turn my book a little bit. I can kind of turn my camera so you guys can see a little bit better, and I'll zoom in. I just don't want to turn it too much where that glare is getting really bad. Alright, let's try that. Hopefully that's zoomed in enough for you guys. If not, let me know down in the comments and I will make sure next time I fix that. Alright, so I'm just going to start up here. Hopefully my hand's not in the way too bad. And I just kind of do light pressure. And I'm trying to get in the habit of doing lighter pressure, especially now that I have my polychromos, because those babies, oh, they need a lot of layering. They need a lot of love. Lots of love. But with the Prismas, I tend to do the same thing. I do a lot of layering, and I just kind of put my base coat down, just where I want all of my shadows to be, where I want all of my highlights to be, like everything. I just do real light to begin with. Now I'm going to come in with my burnt ochre, and I'm just going to kind of feather that in right around those dark shadows. And I like the burnt ochre and the Tuscan Red only because they do have those red undertones, but when you add in that jasmine, it just makes it pop. So how is everybody doing today? Hopefully you all are healthy and well and in good spirits. You know, following this community and watching, other people's videos or live streams, being in the live streams, you see all these people, getting sick. Or the other day I was in a live stream and one of the girls' nurse had to come on and, tell us that she had an incident that happened. And it's so sad. I wish that everybody was always healthy and that they were always in good spirits and they had, the support system. And that's, I think, a big part of this community too, is it is a great support system. You can sit and I've met so many wonderful people just talking in live streams. Live streams are a great way to meet new people. And I was really shy at first. I was the lurker, the one that never really said anything, but just sat and tried to keep up with chat, because sometimes, when you get into those big chats like Dee Dee's or Sammy's and they have 100 people, or even Dev over at the Modernist Colorist, they have all these people in their chats and you're like, oh my God, that chat's going so fast, I can't keep up. But you don't have to keep up. You could just, watch the video and make comments in live about the video, or tell them, how nice you think they are, or, oh, I really like that technique, or I'm going to have to try that. You don't have to. Oh, my little pencil extender started rolling away. I brought it out just in case I needed it for that little white, but we'll see. But you don't have to sit there and talk to every single person in there. because you're just there to meet people, to learn, or to just relax. Because sometimes life just gets you to that point where you just need to relax. And you need to unwind from your long day at work. I'm just taking this Jasmine and kind of going over everything. But you need to unwind from your long day at work or a stressful day with the kids. Just not, every parent has those bad days. Those bad days where your kids are just acting up and you're just ready to scream. But get in there and start meeting people and introduce yourself to the community if you haven't already. I'm just kind of going in a little bit darker now with that Tuscan red to put in some lines, just add a little bit of dimension to this. I will come back and probably with my dark gray or maybe even black and just do a little bit underneath these roof eaves. But yes, please get out there in the community, introduce yourself, have fun. You'll find that so many people are so supportive. If you don't have Instagram, jump on Instagram. Instagram is great. There are so many people there that just inspire you and push you and build your confidence, especially in coloring. Build your confidence up and make you feel like, okay, you know what? It's okay. It doesn't matter what skill level I'm on because I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it. I have this great community behind me who will teach me things. If you see a picture that you like and you don't know how to do that hair or you don't know how to do that mushroom or whatever, just ask them. Say, hey, by the way, can you show me or kind of explain to me how you did that effect? I really like it. And on Instagram, I find that the appreciation... Oh, I'm sorry about the dinging. I should have muted my computer. I apologize. I'll do that now. And you'll find that people on there are so supportive and they are just... They're there to inspire. And you get inspired too by scrolling through all the pictures and seeing everybody's artwork. Don't ever compare your artwork to anybody else's, though. That was always my biggest downfall. I always was like, oh my God, I can't do that. I'm never going to be that good. And I'm still not that good. But I've come to realize that I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not being able to color beautiful like Sammy does. Sammy does great work. And even over at Color with Claire, Claire does amazing work, and Nia and everybody does great work, but I know that everybody's style is different too. We all color differently. We all have a different take on things. You have little Pickle over there, and she's all about her rainbows and her sparkles, and I love that about her. I love that she inspires people to, you don't have to get the best of everything, or you don't have to, color precisely like everybody else. You can do your own thing. You can just be you, because that's the greatest thing, is just being you. So please always remember that. Stay positive. There's so much negativity in this world that we need positivity. We need as much positivity as we can get. And you don't have to like everybody's picture. The great thing that I like about art is the diversity. I love the diversity in art because not everybody is going to like the same things or the same colors. If everybody liked, I actually made a comment on one of my YouTube videos this morning to my friend Sabrina about how if everybody liked the same thing, if everybody liked the same coloring book and the same colors, this world would be a very black and white place. And you wouldn't get to experience or even be able to appreciate art like we do if everybody liked the same thing. Excuse me. But because there is diversity, I think it does make us appreciate art just a little bit more and appreciate what others do. There's books out there that I don't care for, but I can appreciate the way that they were colored or the styles they were drawn in, just because even though it's not my thing, you can look at it and say, wow, that artist put a lot of work into that, or that artist really had a great idea. It might not be what I like, but they had a great idea. And, that's just my thought on it. And I know I'm saying a lot, and I do apologize for that. I'm still really nervous. I'm still really new to this. But I just, wanted to jump on and give you guys a little bit of something. I know I haven't been on for a while, and even live streams. I've been missing a lot of live streams because I've been trying to get this room. It had to be, we bought this new house back in July, and the house was completely gutted when we bought it. So rooms had to be done, and drywall had to be hung up, and we had to mud it and tape it and sand it and paint it, and oh my God. But it was all well worth it. The house is beautiful, and it has a lot of room for the 6 of us, plus our 3 dogs. It's just a lot of work. So working on this room really kicked my butt. Luckily, Ricky, my husband, he did a lot of the work for me. And finally got it done, even though the color paint that I picked is called Iguana. It's this green color, and it is super bright. So at night when you come in and you turn on all the lights, it's kind of, well, as Carolyn told me, I look like I'm in an aquarium. Because it is very glowy. It has a glowy effect. But I love it, and it's cheerful, and it never gets me down, that's for sure. This room will never get me down. Oh, I forgot to add my little lines in over here. But yes, so I haven't been on a lot for that reason. And I do apologize, but now that I'm getting my room back to where it needs to be, I'm excited to start making more videos again and giving you guys some more content and getting to know more of you. I have people who comment on my videos that I don't have, I don't see in live streams, and that's fine. And, live streams aren't for everybody. It's not everybody's thing, and that's cool, but it's nice getting to know people and, seeing what their likes and dislikes are or what their favorite medium is to use. Like I said, I'm a pencil girl. I am, even though May over there, May Brox, she's got me really addicted to watercolor. I've been playing around with it and making a lot of a mess, but it's okay. I'm having fun, and that's all that matters. And you guys don't have to have the best of stuff either, and that's something that I want everybody to, always remember. And I know that it's said on a lot of different streams and a lot of different shows. You don't have to have the best of stuff to color. You have to just have something to color with and a book or a sketch pad. Just doodle. If this is what you want to do, then do it to enjoy it, not to have the best of everything. Me, I'm addicted to the hobby. So I save up and I pinch my pennies and I get the things that I want to get when I can afford them. And sometimes I like saving up a lot of money and buying a whole bunch of stuff at once, because then it's like Christmas, as an adult. It's like Christmas because you get this big old package in, and it's just full of everything, books and supplies and pencils and pens and all this new stuff. So then it's like a big treat, it's like, wow, this is why it took me 6 months to save up for this, or it took me a year to save up for this. And it's rewarding in itself. But like I said, you don't have to do that. You can go and get a box of Crayola crayons, or you can get even, what is it called now? Rose art, crazy art. It changes its name all the time. But even if they're the cheapest of materials, go to your local dollar store. Pick up, my dollar store, my Dollar General here in town, they have coloring books there, and they're $3 a book. But some of them are pretty nice. I mean, they're pretty cool. You can get animals and birds and flowers and, all those kinds of things. Just pick one up. Pick one up. Pick up a set of crayons or markers or gel pens or whatever you think you can use. I know a lot of people have arthritis. I have arthritis. And so sometimes, going with pencils all the time, it's not easy. I've just gotten used to it. Pencils are my thing, but if your hands hurt or you have a hard time holding on to them, then get markers. Markers are great. If you get water-based markers, you don't really have to worry too much about them bleeding through. Now, if you go and you get your Sharpies and things like that, you do have to be careful, because if your pages are double-sided, luckily these are double-sided, but it's just a little picture, so they're meant to be single-sided pages. She just adds extra art, which I love. But if you get double-sided books, you do have to be careful with your alcohol markers because they will bleed through. So make sure you're willing to sacrifice the page on the back of what you're coloring. But yeah, just dive in. Dive in, get out in the community. Like I said in my other video, I don't do Facebook too much just because I find Instagram easier, for one. Number two, and this is, you know, no disrespect to anybody, but you don't have to, a lot of people use their personal accounts for their coloring accounts over on Facebook, which is great, but you don't have to like weed through all of that. The only great thing that I do like about Facebook is the coloring groups. The communities over there are amazing. And I know Dev has one. Belinda has one. Nia has a great one. But there's a lot of them over there that are really good communities. I don't know. I just feel like Facebook overwhelms me at times. And that's just my personal preference. I like Instagram. And I still meet up with all those people over there on Instagram, you know. And that's fine. And it's just, you do what you are comfortable doing. Yesterday I had a blast. Let me sharpen this little guy up. Yesterday I had a blast. We some of us girls get together and we video chat on Google Hangouts. And me and Carolyn talk a lot over there. But yesterday we had, and if you're familiar with the ColorTube community, you'll know who I'm talking about. But yesterday it was Caroline from Colored by Caroline. We had Susie over there from, oh, Susie, I am so sorry. I can't even. I'm going to put Susie's YouTube down in my description too. But Susie was there, and Connie from CeeBee's Coloring and Crafts, maybe. I'll put her link down there too. But then we had Nia from Nia's Coloring Corner. But all of us just kind of got together and we were all talking. So there was 5 of us, and we were just chatting and we were just laughing and having a good time. And it was a lot of fun. So even if you do that, Google Hangouts, you can have up to 10 people talking at once. And it is a video chat, so you don't have to worry about typing. And don't worry about what you look like. It was really interesting yesterday because a lot of us, we only know what people sound like, and we only see their hands. So it was really nice to put a face to the voice, and it was really nice to see them and see how they are as an actual person. And it was so much fun. So if you haven't ever checked out Hangouts, do it. Do it and see what it's like, and get some of your coloring buddies together. And you don't even have to show your face if you don't want to. You guys could just do a color and chat. Turn your camera down to your hands like mine are now and color, but you guys could still hear each other and you could still talk. What's really cool about it is down at the bottom, when you're doing Google Hangouts, is down at the bottom you have the windows that pop up of everybody's face. And you click on whoever you want to see. You know, if you want to see what they're coloring or what they're showing, you can just click on them and then it enlarges it. But what we did find out is we were all on our phones or our laptops or whatever, but Susie was on her iPad. And what feature she had that the rest of us didn't have was that anytime somebody would talk, they would automatically show up on her screen as the big version and not the little thumbnail version. But they would just pop up. So every time one of us talked, she would see us and she didn't have to click. So if you have an iPad, and I don't know, it might be like that on an iPhone too, I'm not sure, but I thought that was a really cool feature. Because I'm over there clicking, trying to, you know, see what people are saying or checking things out. So I thought that was really cool. I might have to invest in an iPad, even though, I mean, Android's my thing. I like my Windows 10. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Another thing to save up for, right? If I have to save up for one of those, then how am I going to get new supplies? What are you doing? 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 What are you doing and again, I apologize. I just ramble. It gets kind of quiet. Like right now, I'm home and nobody's here with me. Ricky's at his second job and the kids are all at school. I mean, I'm here with my dogs, and so nobody's going to come in, not with them big puppies. I have two Mastiffs and I have a Pit Bull, and they are all females, but they are all so sweet, full of energy, and I absolutely love them. But, I mean, would you want to come into a house with two pony-sized dogs plus a Pit Bull? It just, you know. But in my town, I really don't have to worry about it too much. I live in a very small town. We only have 2,500 people. Everybody knows everybody. And it's nice. I mean, what's not nice is, you know, going to my closest craft store. I have to drive, you know, 30, 40 minutes sometimes. We have a Dollar General. We have a little bitty mom and pop grocery store. We do have a little hardware store, 2 gas stations. We do have a Subway and a little Mexican restaurant. But it's nice. It's cozy. I didn't grow up here. I grew up near the city of Chicago. But we moved here about 11 years ago, and I absolutely loved it. And after we moved here, we moved my mom down here, and she loves it too. It's a lot different from the city life. I remember when I first moved out here, it was a big reality check for me because I could actually drive on the road at, you know, 4 or 5 o'clock rush hour time in Chicago. I can actually drive on the road and not be stuck in traffic for hours. It was a lot of fun. And so sometimes, like, I just, you know, hop in the car and just go for a joyride because I could, and I didn't have to sit in traffic. You know, I mean, granted, there's not a lot to see. Got a lot of cornfields and bean fields. We grow a lot of corn out here and a lot of soybeans. But it's really nice. I think I prefer it over the city life. The only thing that I miss about the city life is A, public transportation, because we don't have that here. And B, I miss the convenience of things. If I needed, you know, if for some reason I ran out of this color pencil and I needed to go pick one up, when I lived out towards the city, you could just go, you know, there's always a store close by to get whatever you needed. Here, I'm like, okay, I'm either going to have to place an order, and I order from Dick Blick, but I either have to place an order or I have to drive 40 minutes to go and get one pencil that I need. And so that's the only thing that I really miss. Otherwise, it's nice living here. I like it. I really hope that you guys can see what I'm doing. And like I said, I just kind of color haphazardly, like I'm all over the place. But I'm okay with it. Well, it's just my style. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to try to finish this section up. And then I'm going to go ahead and stop it, and I will make another part, and we will continue coloring this, whether you want to follow along with me or you just want to watch. And if this is something that you don't like, put it down in the comments. Be like, oh, you know, I wish that I could see more videos like this, or whatever. I mean, I'm not thin-skinned, so I can take some criticism. Doesn't mean I'm going to change what I'm doing, because if I'm enjoying this, I mean, that's the whole point, right? Whether I'm making videos or not, it's about enjoying it. And if you don't like what I do, well, that's okay too. It's not everybody's thing. But I figured if I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna color, I might as well go ahead and record it, see what you guys think, see if I inspire anybody, or even if you guys just like to sit back and relax and watch. You never know what somebody likes or what other people like unless you ask, or unless they tell you. And if I forget any links and you guys want to know something, please, 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 please tell me. I can't tell you how many times that I do have mom brain and I forget a lot. And I try not to, but I should be writing all this stuff down. Like put a link in for this and put a link in for that. I'm just enjoying coloring. I haven't colored in a couple of days because we were moving everything from one room to another. And even though I love this room, it's so much bigger. My old room was so tiny. But I made it work. And I made sure, you know, all of my stuff fit in that little tiny room. It was pretty tight in there, especially when, you know, you're sitting there coloring and all the kids are coming up and they're all coming in and you're like, you guys realize that this room is, you know, like a little closet size. But, you know, they want to hang out and I'm okay with that. And my little 6-year-old, he loves to color with me. Actually, in my new art room, I gave him his little space over there where he can color on his own and sit with me and color. But yeah, so it's a lot of fun and I'm happy. I'm happy I got a little bit of a bigger room and I even had enough room in here where, well, I mean, I did it even in my small room. I put a chair in there. So this way when mom visits, see, that's the other thing. So my mom, I got her into coloring and she's getting so much better. I even surprised her and I shouldn't say I should say my husband went and surprised her for her birthday and bought her a set of 150 Prismacolors and she was so excited about that. But anyway, that's another great thing, you know, so I got my mom coloring and we've always been crafty, you know, I mean, it was always something. My mom was a quilter and she did a lot of that stuff. And when I was a kid, you know, she used to do, what's that stuff called with the little holes in it, plastic canvas, or she did, I remember making Christmas ornaments out of puzzle pieces and you glue them all into like a wreath and then you spray paint them and we added glitter. It was always something crafty in my house. And so when I started coloring, I was like, hey, Mom, check this out. You know, this is what I've been doing lately. And I showed her some of my pictures. And I gave her a set of 100 Crayola colored pencils. And I got her involved. And I started showing her different things. And her and I talk all the time. But the great thing is so now when she comes over and visits, I put a chair in my room. Because when she comes over and visits, I don't have to stop coloring to entertain. I sit there and we can color together or we could talk coloring things and techniques or just whatever. And my mom's come so far from when she first started. When she first started, she used to like her grayscale images and she would just color them with pastels because it would make her pictures look just beautiful. And then so she got that gratification like, okay, I made something beautiful. But she absorbs everything that I tell her because she loves this hobby. She loves coloring. She loves creating. And so now she's on Instagram. I finally got her on Instagram. And she's so proud of what she's doing that it's uplifting. It's uplifting to know that you can, you know, inspire somebody to get out of their comfort zone and to try new things. And she just posted a picture up. I believe it was yesterday. I seen it this morning, but I think she posted it yesterday. And it was absolutely beautiful. And, you know, looking back at her very first picture that she colored here at my house to the picture that she put up on Instagram, I was just over the moon for her. I was excited for her because it was stunning. And you know, when you look at it and you look at somebody's journey and how far they came, it's just amazing. And it's so cool to see the transformation and to see, you know, what they come up with on their own or what they've been inspired to do. So yeah, I really like that. Mom, I'm proud of you. Keep up the good work. I know you don't talk much and I know you don't do live streams. Well, if you do live streams, you just lurk. You're a lurker. And that's okay too. When my mom's over here, I always try to get on somebody's live stream to see, like, you know, see, Mom, it's okay, you know, and she's like, I don't know how you keep up with that chat, and I don't know, you know, how you sit there and you talk to, you know, everybody, and it's just something that I enjoy, and it's not everybody's cup of tea or a cup of coffee, but it's okay. All right, guys, I am going to stop here. I don't even know how long I've been recording for. I'm just sitting here babbling. But I want to say thank you to all of you. I will continue this page and continue the rest of this part of the house a little bit later on. Maybe I'll record some more today and we'll put it, you know, into parts or whatever. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me. I had tons of fun. I love all of you guys. And I hope to see you all soon. Bye, everyone.